CBC News, Fredericton.
Radio listeners in New Brunswick are mourning the loss of a familiar and a friendly voice. Gary Mittelholtz was the host of numerous CBC radio programs in the province and most recently was the publisher of a local newspaper in Grand Bay, Westfield. He died suddenly of a heart attack on Saturday while he was cross-country skiing near Sussex. Chris Corday now with this profile of a man who was devoted to his community.
Richard hopes to have his Hummer finished and on the road by this summer.
Whether his voice was on the radio or on TV, Gary Mittelholtz loved to tell stories. He spent most of his life doing it.
There are about 25 heron colonies in the province.
He worked for the CBC for 32 years, much of it in St. John as host of the province's afternoon radio show.
I spoke to his wife yesterday and she said, skiing. That's what he would have wanted.
Harvey McLeod was Mittelholtz's producer and one of his closest friends. He says he had a gift for helping people open up on the air because of who he was.
He was just a good man. He was kind, he was gentle, he was generous in a medium where there's not a lot of generosity sometimes.
Mittelholtz retired from the CBC in 2008. He then bought the local newspaper in Grand Bay, Westfield, his home for many years where he and his wife raised their 4 children. But it was outside of work and just plain outside where he was most alive.
You'd often look out here, and I knew if I seen the canoe or kayak alone, it was him.
The mayor of his adopted hometown says his love for nature and community touched everyone that knew him.
He just gave all of his free time, what was left after his loving family, to this community.
Today, Mayor Mittelholtz volunteered with countless non-profit groups in Grand Bay, Westfield. The town's MLA knew him for over 2 decades. He says he'll be greatly missed.
The guy was just full of ideas and energy, and it was always focused towards the community.
Mittelholtz's family will hold his funeral on Thursday in Grand Bay to honor the town's best-known voice.
Gary Mittelholtz, CBC News, St. John.
Gary Mittelholtz was 55 years old. Chris Corday, CBC News, Grand Bay, Westfield.
Our sympathies are with Teresa and her children. Anyone who would like to sign a book of condolences can visit the CBC offices in St. John tomorrow and Wednesday between 8:30 and 5:30. Well, the Acadian Peninsula